And we're joined by Rick Davis, McCain's campaign manager, and from Chicago, David Axelrod, chief strategist for Obama.
Fair. Now the reality is that well, you didn't interrupt him. Let me speak.
All right.
Let's be fair about this. Okay. There's absolutely nothing being done in our campaign that hasn't already been done first. Was it Barack Obama who issued that statement?
What I haven't heard.
Look, I'll say right away for the record, there's absolutely nothing appropriate about those statements. But I would also say for the record, the people are angry right now.
I disagree with that.
And one of the things they're angry about is the campaign that you're running.
They can't get along.
Which is why they're coming to McCain rallies.
They're worried about
and they're hoping that he'll become elected president so that he can lower their taxes and generate economic growth. No, that's what they're hearing from your campaign out there,
and that's what your campaign is.
It is a fact.
That's absolutely not true.
It is a fact.
That's not true. He was repeating the messages of a false commercial. Your commercials are designed to incite people. He was repeating the message of that commercial.
Why don't you answer the question as to why it's so confusing on your website, David, about whether or not John McCain or whether or not he had a relationship with Mr. Ayers.
I want to talk about those commercials.
Is Mr. Ayers a part of
wait. All right. Let's get Mr. Axelrod.
History.
I'm sorry. Now they're attacking.
I don't want to argue about Bill. Guys,
the point is all of these commercials.
Let's make a list of all the people who you're attacking in your commercials who are part of the McCain
all these commercials.
This is a habit started by you. Character assassination at the hands of Barack Obama. It's very simple.
Designed to distort. Let's talk about Bill Ayers.
Let's talk about Bill Ayers.
Let's talk about Bill Ayers and David. No, David, I'm asking you though, but can he be?
No, because this is important, Chris. This is in Chicago.
David, I don't think any of these people are running for president of the United States, and I don't think anybody in this group has actually misled the public about what their relationship was. He made an informed judgment that he was going to develop a relationship with William Ayers, and then he spent the next 5 years trying to obfuscate the relationship that he had with him.
He's not obfuscating anything, Rick.
The first time he was asked about Bill Ayers, he said it was just somebody from my neighborhood.
All right, but Rick, let me follow up on this. Obama, excuse me, gentlemen.
Well, that's not true, David. I mean, the reason everybody's talking about Bill Ayers is your campaign, and your candidate keeps changing the story on what the relationship is. That's what makes it news.
Every single
all right, gentlemen,
the news media have examined all of them.
Gentlemen, enough about Bill Ayers. We're going to move on to something else.
You continue to repeat it.
David.
Well, David, what do you think you've been doing in your organization?
That is not how you clean up corruption
saying
in Washington.
You thought that the patronage politics of Chicago was a better model for Washington than the law and order model that we currently occupy.
I think everybody ought to read that while you give these kinds of comments. That is not what I said.
Does your company
you answer the question about whether you sell access to Senator McCain? That's been reported in the newspaper. Is that false?
Well, I think that's the point. Let's report what you do in your business in the newspapers.
No,
I think it'd be
answer the question.
Reading.
Do you sell access to Senator McCain?
No, I don't.
Is that how you've made millions of dollars? You've never done that. Nobody has ever been told that they ought to hire you if they want to get to Senator McCain. I'm asking you.
Character assassination has become the hallmark of the Obama campaign. This is the kind of thing that he just railed against when he first got on. And now
anybody watches this show knows otherwise.
Gentlemen, we're going to have to end it there, and I'm glad to say that we settled all that.
David, it's nice to see you on TV.
Right. Wow.
Let's talk about this morning. Rick Davis comes on the show and screams and yells at David Axelrod. They scream and yell at each other. You invited Sarah Palin on. You would have had John McCain on. They would have had 20, 30 minutes with you. You asking questions, unfiltered, making their case to the American public. McCain is an attractive, impressive character. Palin is an attractive and impressive character. Why isn't Sarah Palin on this morning instead of Rick Davis? It is ridiculous. It is malpractice. It's a tough environment. Maybe they would have lost anyway because of the economic developments. But to do what they're doing is inexplicable.
Let me just say, that is such pure reason on the part of Bill Kristol that we're going to end this panel on that subject. You've said it all. What can I say, Bill?